It is yet another day in the CS market and another day of pretty much double digit gains across almost everything. A vast majority of stuff. Every single thing on the front page of Price Empire is green. So today I want to talk about, once again, how high in price can these skins really get? When is this going to stop? Is there going to be a crash? What exactly is going to happen? But let's start with looking at the butterfly fade, for example. How have prices been able to climb this much this quickly? Well, we could see the price of a butterfly fade right now is, it says around 5,500 right there. But these prices are buff prices, which have gotten to be so much higher than what the actual price is. It's hard to actually tell what the exact price of something is right now. But we could check CS float, for example. There's tons of these listed for around $4,900. And I actually shouldn't say tons because there really isn't that many. CS2 has a peak player count right now, let me show you guys, of 1.8 million players this month. And in the past 30 days, on average, there's over 1 million people on the game at any given point. Now, when you take the butterfly fade, for example, we'll just say this is a base price right now, around 4,900. If 3 of these get bought, the price gets pushed up to 4,950. If just like 8 of these get bought, the price gets pushed up to 5,200. With the player count this high, it doesn't really take that much moving in price to drag something up in price immensely. And that's pretty much what has happened across the entire market. There really isn't, at any given point, that many items listed on the marketplace. Sure, you've got like UPIN and buff listings, but Americans can't buy these. And I believe Americans can use, I don't even know if Americans can use UPIN. I've never heard of anybody using it, but either way, there really isn't that much of the whole butterfly fade supply listed. There's not even 1,000 listings out there right now, not even close to it actually. And that's the same sort of scenario with the rest of the market as well. Not that many items listed out there, way more demand because the player count is way higher. And if just a few of them get bought up, as you can clearly see, price can get increased by double digits very easily. And some of these are single digits at this point because there's just so many that are bought at this point that, I mean, obviously the gains have to slow down at least a little bit. There's not going to be a ton of buyers willing. This thing was like 11 grand yesterday. How is that even possible? Anyway, there's not going to be a lot of demand for buyers at these insanely high prices, you would at least think. But the thing is, with these prices raising so much, there's not a lot of people wanting to sell. Everybody's getting euphoric. They're going to be like, oh, it's going to go up forever. It's going to be great. What exactly can drag the market down right now? Because it seems like absolutely nothing at this point. Well, here's the thing. What we know about mostly high-tier skins in this game, but a lot of different skins in this game, is that people don't really move them around or sell them that often. For example, we'll go on CS float and look at the Dragon Lore. We'll look at just a random, let me grab a random float value, 0.19, and just look at Dragon Lores. And we could see here, I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but it's a decent way to check. We could see here that a lot of the time, these items don't really move around that much. It's actually surprising to see these two moved around in the past month, because you don't normally see that. But like 2 years, 5 years, that one's a vac ban. So it's like 8 months, 4 years. High tier items in this game do not move around a lot. Actually, this is surprisingly way more than I've seen, because I've checked these numbers a lot. Like, all these are like years ago at this point, but they don't move around that much. People forget about them. People's accounts just get dormant. I don't know what happens. People just don't move them. And the people that buy skins, like my Dragon Lore, for example, and all my high tier skins, I haven't moved them around in who knows how long. I recently sold like 4 grand worth of skins, but it's like people don't really buy skins to sell them for a quick profit. Now, I think that's going to be different now. When you have things going up 20% in the past day and 30% in the past 7 days, this is up 100% in the past 7 days. The only thing that is, I would say, keeping these prices going up is that these items are trade banned. All of the people that have bought in the past 7 days have trade banned M4A1S Hot Rods or Dragon Lores or Hedge Mazes or whatever it may be. So the profits can't really be enjoyed yet. They could be enjoyed by people that have held these skins for a long time, but none of those people are selling still because people don't really care. They just hold on to skins for a long time. So here's what I think. Since prices have blown up immensely over the past week especially, and the past 30 days as well, I honestly thought the selling would have began a couple of weeks ago, but it did not. We're still seeing double-digit gains a day. Honestly, I think in a week from now, this should be, I don't want to say over. I don't think we're going to see like 50% drops, but I think it will be slowed down immensely, and that will be when the very peak is. Because if you have people buying these skins right now and getting 100% gains in a week, they aren't really attached to those skins at all. They're going to be selling them in a week to just take those 100% gains and run with it. Free doubling your money in a week right now. That is essentially what's happening in the market. Now, I will say, I don't think the market is in like a horrible spot. Obviously, going back to player count right now, the player count is just simply so high that it can justify things like that, this happening, because obviously there's been nothing even remotely close to this happening in CS ever. You can compare it to the initial CS2 hype spike where things jumped up in price significantly, but we're seeing gains like that happen in a single day. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's insane. So right now, I would say, me personally, I'm not buying. It's too insane. If you want to buy, you should have bought a month ago. That is the unfortunate truth. I would say sell at these prices just to take some profit. I've taken about $4,000 worth of profit. Let me actually show you guys. The funny thing is, this was a $3,500 or $3,600 trade like 2 days ago, and I'm pretty sure it's over $4,000 at this point. So I guess I'm kind of stupid, but these prices are just, you would think, too high. You would think all of these people from the past week are going to take profits in the next week from now. That's what I believe at the very least. Maybe it's going to be a slow bleed out over the next few months. Maybe it's going to be a sharp drop. I think either way, we're going to see something like that happen. I don't think it's going to be catastrophic because, once again, the player count is so high, but I do think it's going to happen, and I am not buying at this price. I do have a $30,000 inventory, and it's going to stay like that for a while, but I'm definitely not buying here, and I expect the market to top in the next week. But as for long-term future in the CS scene, especially with cases, which I haven't even mentioned, all the previous stuff I was talking about really just relate to skins. But especially with cases, like we'll look at the clutch case, for example, I think these prices are still going to be great. Clutch case actually just hit $1, which is great. I still think cases have a lot of room to run because simply player count so high, all of the knives are getting so expensive. So surprisingly, they make the cases actually worth unboxing, because all the knives have increased so much in money. A ceramic gamma Doppler, that's not the right page. A ceramic gamma Doppler that's minimal wear. Let me find it. I literally, like, this page won't even load. Okay, a normal phase 2 ceramic gamma Doppler is $10,000. So it's like, is the gamma case worth unboxing, despite the fact that it's like $4 or something? Let me actually check. It's like, it probably is. It's $6 now. It's like, you can't even keep track of prices. It's like, it probably is. People are going to be willing to pay this price, and the supply is so limited at this point that it's like, cases are going to still blow up so much. Wow, they jumped to $10. Yeah, so it's like, that was definitely the top for now. I did not even notice that happen. That's absolutely ridiculous. But long term, these cases are just great. They're in the rare drop pool still, but they're very rarely getting dropped. And there's just way more demand. And with $10,000 knives that aren't even rare patterns, or just like the normal phases, yeah, that's that's going to make them worth unboxing. So I think as long as cases are holding up, the rest of the market's going to hold up too long term. And that's heavily reliant on player count as well. Would I buy now? No. Am I going to hold on to my stuff for the foreseeable future, as I have for the past like 8 years, or I guess like 4 years? Yes, I am. So that's where we're at for the market right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you made a lot of money. Be safe. Take some profits if you need to. And for now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.